If you have a fridge and you've noticed the stuff inside of it is starting to be warm, then here is a tip for you to save money and not having to call the appliance guy to come over and fix this. Try this first, and if it doesn't fix it, which it should, because it's fixed it for us every time, then you can call the appliance guy. This is a second fridge for us, so it doesn't really affect us too much when things start going warm. Once I start first noticing that happening, then I immediately take all the stuff that needs to be refrigerated, like milk and eggs, but this stuff I just leave in the fridge because it's fine without being refrigerated. So I take everything out and move it to our other fridge and do what I'm about to show you in this video to be able to fix the problem. More than likely, the reason your fridge isn't staying cold is because there's ice buildup along the backside inside portion of your fridge. I'll show you what the inside of your fridge looks like when you're having this problem so you can easily see how it's impossible for your fridge to work properly with all this ice built up. In our house, this happens whenever one of our kids leaves the fridge door open or whenever we have visitors come and they put their food inside this fridge and they don't close the fridge all the way. This happens so often at our house that I leave a thermometer in this fridge and I have the regular temperatures of each setting labeled inside my fridge so I can quickly and easily tell if I have ice built up around the cooling coil and need to unplug it. This last time I unplugged the fridge and left it unplugged overnight and I woke up to water all over the floor in the morning. That hadn't happened before in the years of having this fridge, and using the unplugging and replugging in the morning thing didn't work. So I decided to make a video while we were figuring out what the problem was so I could help for if this ever happens to you. All of the ice on the back bottom portion of the fridge was gone. So we started unscrewing all of the 7 screws in order to take off the cover inside the fridge. This is a second fridge for us, so we don't keep as close of an eye on it. So there are lots of opportunities for this to not only be left open, but to be left that way for a while. When the door is left open just a crack, the fridge keeps the cooler on in an effort to get the temperature back down to where it should be. When the fridge keeps cooling and cooling and cooling, but can't reach its programmed temperature, ice ends up forming and building up around the coils of the fridge, and it makes it incapable of cooling your fridge. So if you just unplug your fridge and leave it unplugged overnight or for 24 hours, if you can, then all of that ice will melt off of the coils and your fridge is able to cool as usual again when you plug it back in. There are 4 screws on the white portion and 3 screws on the gray portion. There's a green wire that's attached to the white portion of the cover, so you're not able to take it off completely, but you can lift it up enough to see the problem and access it to expedite the process of getting it fixed. Even after leaving the fridge unplugged overnight, ice is still covering these coils. There's a little drain hole in the bottom corner where all of the water heads to when it starts melting. And then there's a pan in the back of the fridge that collects all the water that has melted, and eventually that water will just evaporate sitting in that tray. But it turns out the water in our tray was so full that it started overflowing and going all over the ground because there was so much melted ice built up. Don't pull at the ice or chip away at the ice because you're likely going to damage the coils that are back there. There's a better and faster option. Using a blow dryer got rid of the ice much faster than I thought it would. Usually just unplugging and replugging in the fridge will work just fine. But if you have too much ice built up like we did, then you'll need to either wait longer for that ice to melt off the rest of the way before replugging it back in. Or if you need your fridge up and running faster, you can follow the steps I just showed you by taking off this back cover and using a blow dryer to get the ice gone faster. If you shove a rag at the drain hole, that will help soak up the water so you won't have to reach awkwardly in the back to try to get that water out from the tray where water that goes down the drain hole accumulates. Let the rag soak up the water, wring out the rag, and repeat that process until all of the ice is gone. Once the ice is gone, you can plug your fridge in and you'll find that your fridge can cool down to its regular temperature again. If you want to improve the efficiency of your fridge, cleaning out all the dust that's accumulated around the fan and pipes will help boost your fridge's efficiency by about 4 degrees, or at least that's what it was for us after we cleaned out all the dust and grossness that you see here. Once everything is cleaned out, you put the brown cover back on and you're ready to plug it back in and get it cooled down again. Again, putting the thermometer in your fridge has been the best idea for us to prevent food from spoiling in this fridge when the temperature is off. It's much easier to look at a thermometer quick, and I have our fridge situated so I can reach back and unplug the fridge without even moving it now, since this happens so often at our house. One last tip to help with efficiency is cleaning this vent looking thing on the front bottom of your fridge. It comes off by unscrewing one screw that is on each side of the cover. Just wipe up all the obvious grossness that you see inside or on the vent cover and then screw it back on. Now you know how not only to fix your fridge if it stops cooling your food, but you also know how to make your fridge work more efficiently now. So let me know how this worked for you.